We are Rasta from we are going to school, you know. Because as a socially conscious person in Jamaica, we move amongst a lot of different people, and as a black power, in the 60s it was black power, but what we found was that the black power movement was more of a political nature. It never offered spiritual perspective. So we as youth coming up in the 60s, even though it was very socially conscious, politically conscious, to me there was something missing, and that was the spiritual aspect. Because Africans are very spiritual people, and it's useless you are professing a philosophy and an ideology that remove that spirituality from the center of the movement. But living in a country that claimed to be Christian and looking at what Christianity over the years has done to the minds of black people, we couldn't really embrace Christianity. So the only other group of people that I saw that had a political, social, and a spiritual manifestation was the Rastafarian movement. So we gravitated towards the Rastafarian movement over the years. And that is like 40 odd years ago when we started to cite Rastafari. And out of that Rastafari consciousness, it brought about a certain cultural awareness. This cultural awareness, for instance, locks. Locks is a very popular so-called hairstyle today. But when we started to lock, it was not fashionable to lock. As a matter of fact, 30 years ago, Rastas could not get a job. We couldn't even come into this garden. We couldn't even mix with tourists with locks. Rasta couldn't walk on the street in Jamaica with locks. By just having locks means that he was an outcast. Means that he was the lowest part, the dregs of the Jamaican society. But we struggle with it as a cultural expression. The locks is the most visible expression of Rastafari. Even though we know that there's a lot of locks now, which is good, because what we see is that there's a revolution that has taken place because of the Rastafari movement in terms of the locks. Because there's more people now identifying with this so-called hairstyle, rather than pressing them ear, creaming them ear, perming them ear, and all these things. So the Rastafari movement helped to shape a cultural identity that was missing out of the Jamaican society. We learn in Christianity that your body is the temple of God. Yet you see people defile them body. It's ironical that marijuana or ganja is outlawed over the years in Jamaica. But when we look on cigarette, I mean, it's ironical that the man who make the cigarette write it on the back that cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. Cigarette will kill you. But people bypass the message on the back. How can a man make a product and tell you that it's going to kill you, and you still insist to use it? I bet you if they placed in a brand, if you went to buy a Mercedes-Benz and they put a sign in the Mercedes-Benz, warning, smoking in this Mercedes-Benz will clog up your engine. You would never smoke in the Mercedes-Benz. That means that you give more appreciation for your mechanical monster than your body that was given to you by the natural progression of nature.